You or Floyd? Who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody. I'm gonna always say me.
Would Terence Crawford have beaten Floyd Mayweather? Is he better than Mayweather? I mean, are people really having this conversation? Does it matter? Floyd, as great as he is retired, and Crawford is arguably, for some, legitimately for me, the #1 pound for pound best boxer in the world right now, accomplishing something Floyd never has, and the first ever male boxer to become a 2-time undisputed champion in boxing history, solidifying himself with the all-time greats and as an all-time great. I understand that Floyd is Floyd, and because Mayweather seems to be the bar for greatness in the sport, the hypotheticals and comparisons are inevitable. Also, with Mayweather still being as relevant to the sport of boxing today, many will have this theory that Floyd will be coming out of retirement to face Bud if the check is right. Very possible, but also very far-fetched at the same time. And it's normal at this point, because coming back from a performance like Terence Bud Crawford's obliteration of Earl Spence Jr., it's evident and a no-brainer that Bud shook up the entire boxing world last Saturday night. I mean, he destroyed what was supposed to be his counterpart at the welterweight division and made an elite level talent look like a complete amateur. Now, I know some of us said Tank and Ryan was nowhere near 50-50, but after last Saturday night, it didn't even look like Crawford and Spence should have been in the ring together to begin with. I'm sorry, they weren't supposed to be fighting at all. It was definitely a mismatch. A lot of people are still in shock at how it all went down, and I'm not surprised at the actual outcome. I'm more surprised that it wasn't even the slightest bit competitive. Of course, I expected more. This fight was reminiscent of Manny Pacquiao vs. Miguel Cotto or Floyd vs. Diego Corrales. But to be honest, man, I think it might have been worse. Going in, most experts already knew the style matchup favored Crawford, but looking at the actual fight, Crawford didn't even have to do much because due to Spence's bum rush style and bad habits, he did most of the work for him, with Team Crawford basically just taking away all of his fundamentals in the first 2 rounds. They said it would be a fish fry, and they indeed turned him into a fish. He had no arms, no legs, and he drowned. If this was Mortal Kombat, it was a flawless victory, total domination. Not gonna lie, man, I feel bad for Spence because it wasn't even his fault, dog. Crawford's style is just all wrong for Spence, and there was really nothing he could do about it. He had all of his main weapons taken away instantly simply because of Crawford's counting punching abilities and speed. It was so bad, people feel like Spence got exposed or like he's some type of fraud, when the reality is Spence is an elite level fighter and one of the best, but it wasn't on Spence. It was on Terence Bud Crawford, who proved not only that resumes mean nothing, but that betting on yourself even when no one else believes in you indeed pays off. From the build-up all the way to the actual fight, Crawford was not only on a mission, but in the driver's seat, showing everyone how to push that bitch. He went in that ring and this motherfucker handled business. He knew exactly what he was doing when he wanted to do it. The man walked up in that joint at the T-Mobile Arena like he had to get that done and had somewhere else to be after that. Didn't even break a sweat. Like, not even a little bit. Man, Crawford even spared Spence and let his foot off the gas a few times just because he knew he had his number and was doing a number on him at the same time. Crazy part is, after taunting Spence's stablemate Jermell Charlo, in between knockdowns, Bud was still humble enough to dap Spence up for getting up and showing the heart of a warrior before walking back to their individual corners. Team Crawford was in full control from beginning to end, putting on a boxing masterclass that will never be forgotten. Not only will the performance be unforgettable, but the Eminem Lose Yourself ring walk is a still that is not only magazine cover worthy, but it made the historical moment that much more legendary. Now, I don't know who's next for Bud, but I'm really hoping Spence doesn't rush into a rematch with Crawford for his own good and well-being. I don't think there should even be a rematch, but of course, since that was the plan all along, they most likely will entertain that idea. All I know is this first showdown was like the first fight scene from the movie Troy. Easy work for Achilles. Who cares who's next? Whether it be Charlo, Boots, Thurman, Tim Tszyu, or dare do I say Canelo, the fact of the matter is this. There comes a time when you have to separate yourself and establish yourself and solidify yourself. A time when you have to show everyone who the baddest really is. And in my hype video 2 weeks before the fight was officially made, I compared Bud to Michael Jordan. And I'm guessing from this recent tweet, his little bro Shakur Stevenson must feel the same way. Because Terence Bud Crawford is indeed a throwback who could have been on any poster during any era of boxing. Hate it or love it, that boy Bud is officially goated, and this is definitely the Terence Crawford era. Pop off.
If your era right now and Floyd Mayweather at the same time, how would you see yourself matching up with one of the greatest all time in and around your weight class?
Listen, man, like I've been saying for years, you put me in the ring with all the great fighters around my weight class, past, present, future. I'm gonna hold my own against all of them.